Tansei, say love, light, and healing all my relations. Say happy Tuesday. I'm Shaman Lilfon. What a beautiful, I don't think you guys can catch some beautiful clouds right now, which is gorgeous. People are asking, I can feel, they're like, why are there bars on? So this mental health housing project building, this is East Van. This was the pre-trial where homies would be waiting to be sentenced. Law courts right across the street. Yeah, so this was originally like more of a legal district. And yeah, this is a converted pre-trial rooms, I guess. I don't know how it's. All I know, everyone's like, "Oh, where the pre-trial is?" I'm like, I don't know, there's bars on the windows. But what I'm going to be planning to do with the bars is put medicines on there, hang and dry shit all the way up to make it really pretty. Anyway, might as well utilize it. I'd be like, how can I utilize this? Can I grow shit on this? Like, I'm thinking, like, I have some frequencies and crystals and shit, and just utilizing the air, but I can grow shit on this. Because then I don't need to use a vertical hypoponics and shit, and really minuscule tap in Japanese shit too. Yeah, you can say all relations. Okay, so just ideas in the making here. But my view here, so thank goodness I'm pretty happy is that this does, even though I will be taking down that church, but a totem pole is perfectly en route. So I can send prayers and energy out here. I get a lot of good energy. I have the mountains in front of me. I was like, is that a view? I can't, I'm bad with northwest, southeast out here. I'm just like, take me where I gotta go, creator, because this is the valley shadow of death and a lot of confusion out here. But beyond that, I quickly wanted to share with, so I'm finally having access to all my, over the years, you know, I've had a lot of inspiration with music, motivational speeches, a lot of strong life coaches, sports coaches, motivational speaker coaches, spiritual coaches, spiritual leaders. And I'm finally getting to a place where I don't have so many mofo attacks right now. I'm finally having more peace so that I can be open to receptive to a lot of the things that made me me. And if anyone knew me growing up, I was always into something. And I was always open to sharing. I'm an open book. And doing so, I needed to share because, you know, back then, you know, when you really grow up with a community of people who live with blocked chakras, so they expect me to have a blocked chakra. Blocked. So when you're the black sheep of the family, in a family full of egomaniacs, okay, a lot of the Luciferians is very ego-based, right? It's lower vibrational, greed, hate, envy, jealousy, and to them, it's like, to us of the light, we can look at the same thing. Like in this case, say, like I'm having conversations with people about the poppy flower. Now, the poppy flower in itself is just a flower. It's just a flower. It's beautiful, honored in the war for veterans. But the demons have taken this medicine, which is actually opium. And opium is supposed to be what cannabis is. It's supposed to be a salve, shamans, medicine. It was supposed to be honored. So opium would have been what weed was now, right? And not anymore. Now it's celebrated, right? We're going to bring back tobacco too. Tobacco was never supposed to be altered. Never. Now it's a poison. So the demons have taken something beautiful and simple that to us as natives celebrated and honored and worked with. Each plant is a medicine aligned to a spiritual god or goddess, okay, in its own right. Okay, they're like, here I exist, I just am. And it's up to you how you wish to use this teaching and medicine and blessing, this simple flower. The darkness is taken and turned into heroin. That's the demon of that beautiful poppy flower. I have my joint right here. I'm just like, I don't have a poppy flower on me. Except, I'm smoking cannabis. But cannabis, so as when the, unbeknownst to a lot of the cannabis and weed activists and people who stood firm for weed laws, in turn, you guys were really standing up on a spiritual level to defend something that you know for a fact. You're like, yeah, you can get fucked up with weed in any form, but it's not gonna fuck you over like meth and heroin. Like, no fucking way. And now everyone knows there's natural things with heroin. It's kratom plant. Those teas, I'm like, this is not aligned with me. It's too painful for the withdrawal. And same thing too, your Tylenol ones, you guys, that is a form of opium. Okay, and remember, opium is synthetic, or is the natural product of heroin. But they've taken and turned it into a poison. Just like the human being. Okay, we can walk the light and the dark. But the ones who really are spiritually, when you have a lot of darkness in you, or you're dropped and grown in the heart of darkness, and you grow up in these communities and families. In my case, I grew up with Luciferians and Freemasons. But I was like a flower. And I kept choosing not to go into the darkness. I hung around in the darkness. I took care of those in the darkness. I tamed my family of demons. They came home most of the time if I wasn't too much attacked by their fuckery and projection and pretty much trying to take me out. They still loved coming back to my energy. The house would be clean. People would just be hanging out. My brothers grew up pretty good despite the chaos all the time because they had me around. And I brought order. I brought peace as much as I could. Handle it when you're in a household of Nietzsche, alcoholic, addicts, demons, Luciferians, just wild Nietzsche's everywhere. In Winnipeg, it was a gong show. So you finally had to get out here because it's now then the flying monkeys of ego started coming in, and we were all getting older. And the older you get, especially after your teens, now you're with native blood, you start going warrior. We become very lone wolf, and we also become very pack. It's just like, fuck you and your rules. I'm gonna go make my own pack. Fuck yourself. I don't agree with your pack, so I'm leaving. But in native, it's very gang. Like, no one leaves the family. I'm like, bitch, you've forgotten the native ways. That's why when you know a family, especially a tribal one, a native one, it'll be like, you are not letting your child go. You're not letting your youngin' to go off and honor the skills and abilities and the teachings for them to go off then as a platform of a framework of their life so they could go now fill in how they can, like a Sims game, build your house, Lego game. Now, okay, you're a kiddo. You're supposed to be like, make me proud. I gave you a good foundation. Get the fuck out of here. I want to see what you do. And you're proud of your children. Same thing in nations in true of the light warrior, native warriors. We all know we're supposed to leave the teepee, the tribe, the village. Because we have to go on our awakening journey. We have to go on our spirit quest, whatever it may be. That is, we have right